this is Ree here. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate all of you. Om Klim Kalike Namaha. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. It really helps me a lot. Don't forget to check out my website, paradoxastrology.com. Book your consultation today. I can help you with anything. And if you would like more exclusive occult videos that I don't post on YouTube, consider subscribing to my Patreon. It also helps to support this channel. Okay, let's get into this video. Today we're going to be talking about the lunar eclipse that will be happening on September 17th and 18th, depending on where you live. So this eclipse is going to be affecting, and I'll post the map right here. So much of North America, South America, Europe. I'm going to name some major cities that this will be affecting. Now, remember that the eclipse affects us all individually in a certain way, but then it also affects these major cities, as in events will usually occur in those major cities, because these are the cities where the eclipse will be visible. Now, for example, Ankara, Turkey, Sofia, Bulgaria, Detroit, Michigan, London, England, Athens, Greece, Cairo, Egypt, Guatemala City, Guatemala, Paris, France, Havana, Cuba, Rome, Italy, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Madrid, Spain, Johannesburg, South Africa, Brussels, Belgium, San Francisco, California, Budapest, Hungary, Lagos, Nigeria, Washington, D.C., Santiago, Chile, Los Angeles, California, Sao Paulo, Brazil, Moscow, Russia, Berlin, Germany, Lisbon, Portugal, Amsterdam, Netherlands, New York, USA, Budapest, Romania, Mexico City, Mexico, Chicago, Illinois, and Buenos Aires, Argentina. Now, individually, what does this mean? Rahu, Moon together, which is what's creating the eclipse, can make the population either very materialistic to the point of being a criminal because it's in Pisces, which can lead people to isolated places such as prison or jail. It can also make individuals very obsessed over true crime, psychology. Mercury and K2 in the 7th, I say Mercury because we have a mutual exchange between the Sun and Mercury. When that mutual exchange happens, it's like having Mercury in Virgo and the Sun in Leo. This can create psychological issues, which can have many turning to these professions like psychologists or counselors. Now, Rahu Moon here can also make a person very obsessed with spiritual knowledge, even to become a genius at it, hitting new heights, making themselves a leader in these fields. Mass spiritual awakenings, people going on their own, wanting to do their own thing, interest in tantra and occult knowledge, which we can already see happening, the astral realms as well, and how to enter them and surpass them. Anything but the mundane physical world. This can also make the population very fearful of death all of a sudden and obsessed about dying or surpass it, even physically, or physically die from disease. It will be important to learn how to control the mind at this time. We have to remember that Pisces is about isolation, it's about hospitals, and it can be about sickness as well. Alternative ways of healing will be on the rise, and possibly unemployment. A big focus on learning and educating ourselves, like reading, learning languages, improving communications, enhancing the way we travel, improving our skills to learn something more tangible, which can create wealth and stability. Spending time with siblings. Many careers will revolve around these themes, but also building a following. Some may go viral at this time. Some unorthodox gurus may pass on. Moon in Purva Bhadrapada, this is the dark side of life. This is the dark side of the elite, the dark side of the entertainment, which we have been seeing this entire year because Saturn has been in this nakshatra and is currently retrograde right now, enhancing this type of energy. So those who hide their true nature in the shadows, those who live a double life. And this is the 5th house lord, so this is dealing with the entertainment industry again, that we've seen all year, people being exposed. But those in entertainment can suddenly hit new heights or go into a foreign direction. There can also be a loss or endings in these areas. A transformation must take place. This is when the dark parts of ourselves must be acknowledged, or Saturn will create an event for us to do so. Have you been chasing something that isn't real, out of ego, out of desire, without wisdom or direction? Have you been chasing admiration from others? and neglecting your responsibilities or the pursuit of knowledge? Have you been lost in the Maya, chasing fame, thinking that was the answer? This can also be chasing a romantic partner who you thought was better than your current partner, or chasing them because you needed a distraction from your reality. When Saturn hits, it brings us back to reality and grounds us. And for some, this could be in the mode of crisis or endings, or a transformative event, so that we can learn from it. This nakshatra is hard to deal with, as it can make some very materialistic, performing dark rituals to lower entities in order to gain anything on the material plane, believing this will give us happiness. Remember, this is a nakshatra of black magic, when the ultimate happiness is actually connecting to our true selves, in the God state, not the lower state. Now, everything is God, the conscious and the unconscious. But when we live in an unconscious state, we start to go after things that cause our own destruction, things that do not benefit us. And when we forget the righteous path, we have to keep coming back again and again until we learn this lesson. Now, this can involve the stock market and speculative gains, and also sports. They can reach new heights or new lows. So the possibility for both is there. Because remember, this is an eclipse, so we have to expect the unexpected. The major issue in this chart is Mars in the 4th house is aspecting Ketu in the 7th house. And this is warlike activities being intensified in the homelands of many countries. This creates explosive events, violence, and deaths. Rahu is in Uttar Bhadrapada, and this is the Yogi Nakshatra. This takes us to the other side. It enlightens us. It activates us, this Kundalini rising, and Rahu's amplifying this. The population is transforming, it's awakening, but it is also the lower aspect, which is death. It wants us to awaken ourselves through the dark times to rise again, the phoenix. It's enlightenment through the destruction of the ego. Krishna takes away everything material so that we can focus on God. Some will learn this and ascend, and others will stay in victimhood and never learn this and remain in suffering. So the choice is yours. This is ruled by Adhir Budhanya, which is seen as the deity responsible for maintaining the fertility of the earth. So we'll have some themes around this. This could be for the better or the worse. Also themes around prosperity. Our relationships are transforming. How the kingdoms are run are transforming. That is the government, the leaders in powerful positions, celebrities. Venus is at 29 degrees in Chitra, which is the architect. What we have built, our relationship that we have built, the ones that are not built on solid foundations will crumble, but the ones who are will transform. Jupiter is aspecting Venus, so this can bring in multiple partners in affairs, depending on your chart. Don't get scared, because this is in Magashira, which is the nakshatra of marital problems and chasing after something that's a mirage. But this can also create some optimism, and other opportunities may replace what we may have to let go of in business or partnerships, because K2 is there. So there's some type of letting go that has to do with business, partnerships, or anyone in front of us. There is a possibility of health issues coming up, job losses for those who work with their hands, those in leadership positions, and an increase in deaths from warlike activities. Now, Mercury and Sun are making a mutual exchange, like I mentioned. So this puts Mercury in the 7th house with K2. So this can create individuals who are highly spiritual and give them the capacity to research in such fields with great intensity. If you are doing such things, just remember not to neglect your partner, as Venus is conjunct K2 by sign. Many will be very interested in astrology, tarot, predicting the future, also in the stock market and businesses involving analyzing, number crunching, etc. That also gives us a possibility of a loss in the stock market as well, because Virgo is the stock market. It's also health. Service jobs, the medical field, will be in high demand, but there is a chance that these jobs can become very egotistical or prideful. Serve others without wanting anything in return. This is what the soul wants. This chart is showing us the path of the soul is through service to others, especially women. Great for those who work in foreign lands and with foreign people. Also good for government jobs and positions. This can put an end to strikes in some areas, but K2 is still in Virgo, so some may still be up in the air. especially because we have this mutual exchange with the sun, which makes the sun oppose Saturn, which can be a conflict with the people and leaders. And this could cause potential health issues as well, and deaths from wars, like I mentioned. Another reason. This is a good time to be working as an entrepreneur or self-employed, because your self-efforts are what will bring you to the top. There can be a conflict with our inner emotions and those we do business with or have a relationship with. Relationships will transform completely, and so will the way we communicate in these relationships. So some will be purchasing vehicles, some will be selling them or getting rid of possessions. Some may have to travel to transform. Money will be put into property, so real estate is a big thing. Many people and relationships, business partnerships will come back from the past. So expect a lot of people from the past coming back, especially romantic relationships. Some may not want to go back to the past and continue on their own path. Now, the professions that this will include and the themes that we'll see during the next 6 months, because remember, this is a 6 months time span with this eclipse.
Hey guys, I just had to add this part in. Now, since this moon is at 1 degree, this will be in the 4th pada. And the 4th pada brings a lot of extreme events in Purva Bhadrapada. And this can be extreme events from people of all walks of life. This can be someone who can hide in the shadows and you didn't know that they were actually like that. So that's just a warning. So the professions that this will include are a lot of professions dealing with death: morticians, coffin makers, cemeteries, surgeons, the medical practitioners, radicals, fanatics, terrorists. So a lot of crime we will be seeing. The dark side of the entertainment industry, the ruling elite, the pornography industry, those who make weapons, dark occultists, black magicians, agories, dark technologies, police departments, homicide squads, soldiers of all kinds. Anything involving the use of fire or high temperatures, so we could see a lot of fires coming up. People dealing with toxic substances, we could see some spills that could occur with waste products as well that can affect the environment, and also the pharmaceutical industry. Now I'm going to explain to you the professions that this will include, because Rahu is in Uttara Bhadrapada.
Is yoga, meditation experts, counselors, therapists, any types of healers, people practicing tantra, occult sciences, anything that predicts the future, like divination, monks, yogis. It's a yogi nakshatra. A lot to do with charity, researching, anyone in the arts, like musicians, singers, anything to do with intuition, people who work at night, doormen, at clubs, for example, people who work in libraries, people who are unemployed, people who rely on insurance or charity. A lot of themes around that. This is why I believe that unemployment will be going up, and then we'll see a lot of themes around that. Also, immigration, a lot of themes around immigration and unemployment. So that's just a little bit about what I see coming up. I thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you in the next one.